Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. We got Chanel breaking news, Chanel update, Chanel news. Three things we have to share in this video. It's a lot happening in just 1 week as New York Fashion Week begins, and we're preparing. Who cares about New York Fashion? I'm sorry, New York. I love you. I love you, New York Ballet. We'll go. Okay. We're kind of focusing more on Paris Fashion Week, which is coming in October, and Chanel is going to do their spring summer 2025 collection on the runway. Who's going to walk out at the end of the show? Virginie Viard is no longer there, but it's really close, you guys. In just 3 weeks' time, give or take a day, we're going to have the fashion show, the Chanel spring summer fashion show. Without an artistic director, is the Atelier studio team going to show up at the end? Is nobody going to show up at the end to bow down or bow out or bow, just whatever, to say, thank you guys, do you like our collection? Or are they going to secretly just kind of announce at the end of the show the new artistic director? And the new artistic director is going to come out at the end of the show and be like, hi, it's me, bitches. We don't know. But that's just one of the news I have to share with you. So first, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Here on the tubes, push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today. Gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon. Superdacob all spelled together there as well. Thank you to my members and patrons who have already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream several times a week. Come join the fun. Come join the chats and the live chats. Hello to my co-chatters. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. So, you know that a couple of months ago, Bruno Pavlovsky with other honchos from the Chanel company inaugurated the Grand Palais plaque dedicated to Coco Chanel because Chanel, the brand, has been investing millions, apparently, allegedly. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. Right. So Chanel has been the benefactor of the restoration of the Grand Palais, and because they have donated or invested, I mean, it's all tax deductible, so donation. It makes you look good as the person donating, but it also helps you with your taxes considerably. So we digress. So because the alleged millions that were invested in preserving and restoring or restoring the Grand Palais, now Coco Chanel and the Chanel brand have an official plaque at one of the entrances or to the side of one of the entrances of the Grand Palais, just to commemorate her and to thank the brand for helping them out. So now that the restoration seems to be almost complete or is complete, now Chanel, the brand, is going back to showing fashion shows in the Grand Palais. So they are aiming real high. So this is the first news. Beginning of October of 2024, we are going to see a return of Chanel to the Grand Palais. So we are basically being told in between the lines, expect a ginormous show. Expect a ginormously staged show. And this is why I think they're staging the show so ginormously, because Virginie is gone and there's still hush-hush about, did she leave? Did they fire her? Did she quit? I personally believe that she quit because they were mistreating people, allegedly. But we'll go. But of course, Chanel now has to play it big, right? Because they want to prove to the world, hey, everything's good here. We're not struggling. We're totally fine. Also, they want to do the show at the Grand Palais because they can invite a gazillion people. And this is the saddest part. In my opinion, I'm just speculating here, they're going to invite everybody, every loser and their cat to the show just to be able to get any sort of desperate media attention they can get. I'm talking Kardashians, front row. I'm talking, all those people. I'm talking those influencers from Instagram, with the surgical lips and the surgical noses that look like pugs. I'm talking all of those people, okay? The trash is all going to be there because of the desperation of a brand that really now needs to prove a point, right? Now that it doesn't have any form of artistic direction. It's just kind of like tentatively walking through the dark, hoping that something that they throw into the dark is going to stick. And also hoping to still be able to live off of past glories, just my opinion. So that's the first news. I'm looking forward to seeing the show beginning of October, streamed or watch it after it has streamed on their YouTube channel. I will be reviewing it, so subscribe to my channel as well if you want to watch me review that show. I'm going to be a doozy. Okay, thumb up this video. So that's the first news. Second breaking news at Chanel, and this one also requires a bit of speculation. Chanel has announced and has named their new head of fragrance and beauty. So this is another bit of breaking news for Chanel. Also, everything just happened this week, okay? All of this happened this week. So Simona Cattaneo is to succeed Anne Kirby in this role. Now, interesting because so this lady, Simona Cattaneo, so first of all, Simona Cattaneo is going to take over head of fragrance and beauty. So she's going to become, in other words, the boss of Olivier Polge. Olivier Polge is the current head perfumer at Chanel. He is the artistic director of Perfumes Chanel. It's a little bit interesting to me and a little bit suspicious that Chanel announces her arrival or the appointment of her right around the time when Olivier Polge's contract is expiring, because we were told that his contract was expiring in September. We were also told that allegedly, behind the scenes, he was not so sure if he wanted to stay at Chanel because allegedly there are rumors that Chanel has been watering down the quality of things. Now, I can attest to that personally because of their leather goods. Back in 2022, I purchased my last Chanel bag that started peeling. The leather started peeling after 20 minutes of me wearing it. You can go check out that video. It's still online. I returned the bag immediately to my sales associate to Chanel. Thankfully, they gave me my money back because they realized that terrible. So there's that. So the quality has been going down. Their shopping bags are now terrible paper. They used to be these glossy, gorgeous paper bags. Now they're like cheap, but they're like selling it as sustainability. I'm like, call a spade a spade. You want to save money, so you're making shit. Also, there has been a recent study, and I read an article about this just a couple of days ago. This was really juicy. Somebody said, sustainability is a great thing, and luxury brands can do sustainability and still preserve the highest quality of their products, the highest quality of their packaging, emballage, the highest quality of their ribbons, of their camellias. They can. You can be sustainable and deliver super high quality wrappings and products. And if you don't deliver the highest quality despite the sustainability, then you are going cheap. Then you're only doing it to maximize your profits. That article was really interesting. Really, really interesting. So I'm like, oh yeah, well, that's why I feel Chanel's been doing it. But anyway, so Olivier Polge has been said to allegedly behind the scenes be beefing with the heads of Chanel because he wants quality and they just want to kind of bastardize all the products and their perfumes, cheapen them, water them down, allegedly, and just get that shit out of there and earn a ton of money, even more than they're already earning for it. So apparently he's not having it. He also wants to have more artistic freedom. So it seems as though they really wanted him to stay on board. I mean, what sort of image does this give of Chanel? All of the people, the historic people that have been working for the brand are leaving. They are literally jumping the coop. They are jumping off that sinking Titanic because they don't want to get involved in the last wave that sucks it all down. So could you imagine after Virginie Viard leaving, if Olivier Polge is also like, see ya? So if it's true that his contract was expiring in September and they really wanted to keep him on board, maybe they really waited to announce this new boss of Olivier Polge because this lady, Simona Cattaneo, she's going to be the new head of fragrance and beauty. They waited for him to renew his contract. So he's now locked in for another 5 or 10 years, or however long it is. And then after they locked him into the contract, then they told him who his new boss is going to be. And who is his new boss going to be? Now, first of all, who was his ex-boss? The ex-boss has been for Chanel for many years, Miss Kirby, Anne Kirby. And Anne Kirby was forced to retire, in my humble opinion. And again, Lena Nair, the Baconator. What are you doing, girl? You're so disruptive and not in a good way, in my humble opinion, at Chanel. So I have a sneaky suspicion that Lena just kind of shoved Anne Kirby out because she's like, you've been here, you're too long in the tooth, girl. I want some fresh blood that's going to make me more money. So you dump quality for somebody whose experience is Coty and L'Oreal. Of course, only Lena Nair could do some shitty move like that, being that she herself is coming from the oh-so-elegant soap and Vaseline maker Unilever. What sort of pedigree are we to expect? What sort of pedigree are we expect of Lena Nair to choose somebody who's also going to come from such high standard quality? So this Simona Cattaneo, yeah, was working for Coty and L'Oreal. That's the pedigree. We're getting into Chanel now. Okay, you get rid of Anne Kirby and Yaha. Now, you can imagine Olivier Polge signing his contract, renewing his contract, and then like a day later, they're like, oh, and by the way, your new boss is Miss Coty. It's a clown show. It's a circus at this point. Seriously, poor Olivier. I really feel for him. I feel like he's the last standing pillar, even though he's also a Nepo baby. But we'll go. Better than all these other Oompa Loompas. He's standing there like, what are you going to do? Of course, we're worried. You know what I mean? But so now I'm thinking, get your perfumes because this new lady, she's going to be Lena's puppet. Okay, the Simona Cattaneo is just going to push money. So they're going to water down our perfumes. This is, of course, all speculation and just my opinion. But buy your perfumes now, people, because there's a price increase coming beginning of next year. Their perfumes are going to skyrocket again. Buy your perfumes. Buy your perfumes now. Get your perfumes from Chanel before they start watering them down and upping the price exorbitantly. Just saying, because you never know. It might happen. Now, imagine Olivier Polge sitting there being like, oh, she's my new boss? So what are we going to start doing now? Like cheap drugstore perfumes from Chanel, but we're going to charge you like niche prices for them? Hey, you never know. I don't want to play devil's advocate here, but seeing Chanel's track record in the past few years, I am not hopeful. I do not expect anything done in favor of the customer. I don't. Okay, just seeing their track record from my personal experience, I only expect the worst. I don't expect the best. I've been burnt way too many times with them. So I personally am going to stock up on the perfumes that I love before I see any weird changes that Simona Cattaneo might want to do. Or not. Maybe she's going to be incredible at Chanel. But sorry, Chanel, if I am hesitant to believe that your changes happening under the guidance of the Baconator are bringing any good to the table for the brand. Sorry if I don't trust you. Okay? I do not trust you for a second. For a second. The first person I would get rid of at Chanel would be the Baconator. But that's just me. Now, Nata Adidas says Olivier is like, oh, of course we're worried. Do you know what I mean? And the third news, as if it wasn't enough, Chanel has officially, together with the heirs of L'Oreal, and here again L'Oreal, the heirs of L'Oreal and Chanel have invested in stocks from the Row, the Olsen twins. The Olsen twins' fashion brand. So Chanel now has a minority stake in the Row together with L'Oreal. They're investing in the Row. So that's also a bit of news. Now, what does this news mean? Does this mean that maybe the new artistic director of Chanel is not going to be Jacqueline the Moose or John Galliano. What if we were all not right about any speculation we've done so far? Not Phoebe Philo, no. What if the Olsen twins become the new artistic directors of Chanel? I'm just going to leave you there with that thought. Let that simmer. Let that simmer as the speculation continues. As always, if you have any news or anything you want to share with me secretly, you can send me an email on superdacob@gmail.com in case you have some intel you wish to share. And let me know in the email you send me if you allow me to share that intel publicly on my channel or not. Until then, let me know your thoughts down below. This was one heck of a cliffhanger, wasn't it? Shooketh! The Olsen twins at Chanel. Well, we'll go. Until next time, never give up on love and subscribe. Bye. Thumb up the video.